This is one of the few conceptual based PPTs that sir has given, so I'm hopefully able to teach you something over here. But there are a lot of terms that are so similar, so equal to each other that I hopefully that you're able to differentiate between each of them. So yeah, let's start with media theories. What media is, blah blah blah. Okay, so what theory is an attempt to explain reality. There's nothing much to explain over here. We've already read this in RM, so yeah, you can go ahead about that. You can read whatever. I mean, they're not going to ask a question regarding that. So the theories that come under this is one, the hypodermic needle theory. I don't know why it's hypodermic needle theory. What if it's hyper? Like, today it's hyper. You know, most of them are hyperallergenic. But okay, let's go with this. So it's a needle, right? You can imagine a needle just poking in and then shooting as much as information that it needs, and whatever that goes in is going to go in. You have no choice. So at that point, you are injecting the consumer with the amount of information that you want to inject, and they're going to consume it no matter what. You can take, I'm going to take one particular news channel as an example, which is really, really a good example for all these theories, which is Republic. I'm really sorry people are going to take offense, but this sets in, right? Like, I try to do the video without giving a certain controversial context to it, but then I'll try my best not to give. Over here, you are setting a certain kind of a set rule of information, and whatever information I'm going to give is what I'm going to give. I'm not going to I'm not going to deviate from that, and I'm going to trigger you with a certain amount of information over there. So this comes in with hypodermic needle theory and the subsequent theory, which is agenda setting, which is by McCombs and Shaw. There are a lot of names over here. Hopefully, it doesn't ask name here. Agenda setting is the concept where you are, again, you have a certain agenda to follow. Let's take how the Sushant thing was going on for a while. They wanted to frame his girlfriend for the incident, and we still don't know if it's true or not. But then there was a certain agenda that they were following, and that agenda created a huge amount of consumption for that one particular content, that they kept going ahead with it. And in setting that agenda, they kept shooting information over again. These can overlap. They're not going to be separate all the time. These can definitely overlap. You have a certain agenda that I want to frame a certain person, and for framing that certain person, I'm going to shoot enough information for me to frame that certain person. Yeah. So in this context, both of these came into play. One was primarily, which was agenda setting, and then the hypodermic needle theory. I just hope it was a needle theory. I don't know why they said hypodermic. Again, there is this statement by Bernard Cohen where it says that the press may not be successful in telling people what to think, but how to think about it. Yeah. So there's a certain context they're going to give you, and you can give your own perspective. People are going to debate on that anyway. I'm telling you a certain kind of information, but you're going to create your own perspective, opinions, and so on and so forth. Over here, coming to priming, let's take there are going to be a lot of controversial topics over here. Again, I'm very sorry. Priming, let's take Nehru as an example, perhaps, or even the Chinese right now, which are coming in, or even Biden. Okay, let's not take India as an example. Let's take America. So in the US, what they were doing is that there was a certain sect of people who kept focusing. I'm sorry, they're going to be a lot of messages. In the US, there was a certain sect of people that they kept focusing on Biden's his son, like Hunter Biden's drug issue that was going on, and they wanted to set up context, saying, you know what, I'm giving you this information over here, and there's a certain preface, and focus on this preface. Like, Hunter Biden did something bad, and after I say this, and I'm going to give you what information that Joe Biden is doing, and you create your own opinion regarding that. So I'm giving you a certain context to follow, and regarding that context, you can focus it on over here. And since I did mention Nehru and China, I'll just say China did go through the Sino-Indo war during the 1960s, always focusing on that and coming in over here. They're going to set a certain pretext over here, and then they're going to focus on the information that's coming in later, or Nero's issues, whatever happened in the 60s, and they're going, and his relationship to the Chinese war, and then how what and all information we are giving in today. You change it, and this is postmodernism. But again, this comes in the fact of priming. You're giving a certain context, and then you're focusing it on later. So there are a lot of names. Hopefully, again, he doesn't ask. Even I don't remember them. So framing and selective perception is, as in, it's very to the face right here. You have a certain news. Yeah. Let's say that, I don't know which example to take, but then yeah. So you have a certain news bit to go around, and you are going to focus on one bad thing in that uh, in that segment, right? So let's say someone did so many good things, but while doing that good thing, there was one bad thing that there was there. There's a certain group of people who are also saying, you know what, Gandhi was a bad person, because no matter how many good things that he had done, there's a certain bad thing that was happening over there, and obviously I'm going to focus more on that. I'm giving examples from both the sides. Please don't come at me. Okay. So so you are focusing on a certain segment of news in one person's journey, and then you're setting that frame over there. You're not going beyond that at all. I'm going to keep focusing on this over and over and over again. Yeah. So this is again framing and selective perception, because I'm not going to change my perception. I'm going to stick to it. And this, why people do this is because people are able to consume more of their content. They don't care if it's right or wrong. They don't care if it is ethical or whatever, because you are paying effectively to watch this news. And because of this, you're going to increase ad revenue, you're going to increase your own image or whatever. But these are the ways of which you start triggering people. That is how it works. And dependency theory, let's take again Republic as an example, where you have, okay, there's a beautiful image that I saw over here. It wasn't here. Okay. So okay, in dependency theory, what happens is that you are dependent on one particular media. And even if you are depending on Republic, or even if you're depending on India Today or whatever, you're going to go to that one particular medium only, and you're going to consume that one type of content only. And this is kind of loyalty building, right? You are building a certain sense of loyalty towards that one media. People who read only the Hindu, or people who read only the Times of India, because you know what, they're giving me the kind of information that I want them to give, and the others are saying something that I don't want to believe. So okay, fine. I'm gonna these people are giving me what I want, so I'm gonna focus on only on this. And this, the media takes advantage of, and they focus more on this, which is the dependency. Like, I have a certain loyalty base, loyalty customer base. I'm gonna focus on them only. This again is Pavlov's dog theory. Everybody knows about. Knowledge gap is when, again, it is to the face. You have a certain sector of society who have enough information to question the information that's coming out, and also there are certain groups that they don't. So the media is going to take control of people who don't have that enough knowledge for you to create a certain sense of opinion, or an opposing opinion. And again, this is mostly done in tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 kind of cities, villages, or so on. This, yeah, the reasons for knowledge gap, there's a lot of sociology involved. Spiral of silence is where, okay, you can take GD as an example. Like in a group discussion, you know, people are going to keep talking, but at one point, you know what, you think, and there's always this one person who doesn't want to butt in, who doesn't want to bring in their opinion, because you know, they feel a lack of confidence, or they feel like others are overpowering. So here, the spiral of silence is in context to the other person. Like, for example, I am giving so much of information, and like, since I'm giving so much of information, there are these other media channels that they're going to stop. You know, they're going to think, okay, no matter what I do, it's not going to matter. I'm not going to fight against it, so let them just do it. So they're going to take that advantage. This is where spiral of silence comes in. So in two-step flow theory, this is where we're talking about influencers, right? Uh, Over here, they've given KBC and Amitabh Bachchan, but right now, for better context, I think there's a person called Dhruv Rathi. Yeah, no matter what, people are going to go to this person for like information. I don't know why, but yeah, they do. So there's a sense of flow of information. They are going to focus first on the influencer. This is the two-step. Like first you focus on the influencer, and then you focus on the information given by the influencer. That is it. So these are called opinion leaders. uh, I don't want to even get into that. So again, you have uses and gratification. This is what I was talking about, the image that was really nice. In dependency, right? So you have a certain sense of value, you have a certain sense of belief, and you're going to consume that kind of belief only. You can take Asta as an example, or you can take any religious TV channel as an example. So once you have the certain belief, you're going to consume the kind of belief. The media channel is going to give you whatever you want for that consumption, and you're gratified. I'm happy with this. And again, you go, it's a cycle, right? You keep going over and over again, and that is it, you are stuck in that one cycle, and you're not going to consume any true content in that context. So again, it's a cycle. You're just going to fix on it. Again, here framing comes into work. Here again, agenda setting comes into work. So everything is overlapping. You need to figure out which is the uh, top priority in that media right there. This is, uses and gratification. Modernization theory is not much of a theory. It's just that now people are questioning. That's it. People have an individualistic type of opinion right now. So you can take any the news minute as an example. You're going to deviate from the general setting of society, and then you're going to start talking about others. This is where modernization comes in, and I guess that's it. Hopefully, I did not piss off anybody. I hopefully brought in both sides. Yeah, I guess this is a lot of uh, equal theories coming together. Um, and if there's any doubt, please do come. I mean, please do ask me. I'll be able to help you differentiate. But do understand that none of these theories are going to act alone. They have to overlap. They have to come together. But there'll be one theory that is going to stand out, and with that, there are going to be subsequent theories that come along, right? So news is a very, very good example for all these theories, but you can also take this into account for Instagram, or especially Facebook or social media and so on. Again, like Marshall McLuhan said, media is the message. Yeah. And again, if you have any doubts, please do come to me. I will be able to gratifically help you clear that doubt. I'll come with the next video.